Hello gamers, what's up boys? Welcome to the review of the BZ75. I've already played it on stream a bit, and I'm going to play it for YouTube now as well because you guys are obviously very interested in how good the Chinese rocket monkey heavy line may just be if you compare it to the T-Rate premium. I'm going to break it down really quickly for you. The premium is better. Surprise, surprise. Who would have thought that? But yeah, the removal of the derp gun on this, maybe Wargaming realized how stupid the T-Rate BZ really is. Makes this tank, I guess, balanced. It is definitely a tank that I would put in the average category. Not much more than this, to be honest. It has plenty of weak spots. It has, plenty of weak spots. It also has very, very Chinese modules. So what does that mean? Ammo rack, fuel tanks, you name it. They are weak. They get damaged quite often on this tank. So you get a 650 alpha gun with 258 pen, 1.1 velocity. And then you get a heat shell 319 with 950 velocity. And you get 6 rockets to get into position quickly. The strength of this tank is the large amount of HP that it has, combining that with the rockets to get you into position early. I bounced the I-7 though, that's unfortunate. But yeah, on Lakeville I'm always tempted to go Valley, especially in this MM, to trade it out. I am going to be switching to Heat very soon because I'm a dirty gold spammer. But yeah, I've played this tank on stream and my thoughts on it is definitely not OP, it's definitely not broken. It's not a bad tank either, but I personally wouldn't rate it higher than a 60 DP. The gun is a bit trollish still, and I am happy that this tank is not broken, of course. I would just like the gun to be slightly better for the other drawbacks that you have with this. Of course, you have massive cupolas. You have 3 big cupolas. You can't really set strip either because of the side plate. So all of that keeping into mind, of course, when playing this. This is what we call a trader tank, and not a hold-on tank, but a trader tank, aka you peek, you shoot, they shoot you back, you expect them to pen you, and you shoot back at them. So you have to utilize your health pool in a way that you maximize your trade and your trading potential, and that's what I'm doing. I'm peeking, I'm shooting, I'm expecting to get hit back. That's why I also think this is a very hard tank to play for most people, because you do really need to have good trades in this. You can die very, very easily if you do not have those good trades. And let's say that was not a good trade whatsoever. Do hit his cupola there, but getting smacked, and now I'm below 1000 HP. I've done 2.7k damage, and you can see this tank is what I said, a trader tank, which means you're playing off of your trades. That's about it, what it's good for. I'm using HP on this map because it's Lakeville. I'm gonna try and hit his cupola there. Nice wiggle though, I like it. I like his wiggle, and we take an early shot for that. So it is not looking like to be a very good game whatsoever. Let's be realistic about this. And like I said, I think this will be just an extremely hard tank to play for most people. You can't class this as a hold-on tank. I don't know many other trader tanks that we have in the game. It's like on tier 10, it's like a type 5 is a trader tank. The mouse technically is a trader tank as well. And there we set the BZ on fire. Like I said, module damage on this line is very, very high. If your fuel tanks get damaged, expect them to get lit on fire as well, because it's just the way it is. I don't know how else to explain it. You should not be too confident when playing this in a hold down. Got a good pen against the I-7 though. It was a close call there in terms of penetration, but we do get the shot out, so 4k damage. Now, this is not a 5k tank. I will not class it as one either. This is like a 4.5k tank on a good day. And this is actually like a really good scenario for me, because I can peek, shoot, trade. I did some negative trading, but overall, what I'm trying to do here, trying to achieve, is just focusing on my trades, focusing on, you know, that I can take 1v1, so I only get shot by one opponent, and take a shot in return, which I expect to happen if they can aim properly. We are losing our base though, but I'm also the last person here holding this part of the map. which really means that I can't fall back either, and I gotta hope that either the Conqueror or the i7 decides to make a peek that I can punish. I think the Conqueror is actually looking to make a peek here, but he fell back, so I'm not gonna be peeking that myself. He will definitely pen me and I could die to the issue 130, which would be, of course, a disaster. But like I said, somebody has to hold the valley, and the honor has fallen to me to do this. The i7 is immediately backing off. It's my choice from my friend, the i7. I need this Aslain to fire. He doesn't fire, I can't do anything. We're starting to hold the base, though, which is interesting. And I feel like maybe I'm a bit too far forward in this moment in time. I still have a 777 with me, though, but I don't know if he's actually covering me. I gotta see. Yeah, the 777 is watching us. He is looking. Also have somebody from the back shooting. I did get a pretty decent 5k battle out. The i7 is looking to maybe try and get a pen on me, so I gotta be careful from that. He's not looking. I think he can shoot me pretty easily if I decide to peek. It doesn't look like we're gonna hold the base. You'd hope so. Oh, good pen against the i7 there. Thank you, Mr. 777. I'm a big fan of that. Aslains is now making his way forward to try and get this shot here. Like I said, I have to trade at this moment in time, and there's not much I can do about him re-peeking here, except for pray that he bounces, which he is of course not going to do, because like I said, this tank, it's a trader tank. Yeah, you can't really rely on its armor too much. We get a good battle out though with 5.8. Yeah, the real strength, I guess, if you want to call it the strength of this line, is the fact that you can play in a very early position because of those rockets. Maybe get 1 or 2 shots on an unexpected opponent. You do not win a trade against an actual Huldan tank, because they should not be struggling with penning you. This is a bit of a low-tier Slayer, though. It's kind of like Type 5 as well in a way, although this is not a super heavy. Type 5 works kind of the same, where in low tiers, Type 5 is a god tier tank, right? Against tier 9s and tier 8s, Type 5 is amazing. You have better alpha than them, you have more HP than them, you just trade it out completely and nail them. This tank works a bit the same way against tier 10s. It will struggle quite a bit because of that, well, armor layout, which again is fine. I'm actually like a fan of the fact that it has a lot of weak spots, which is fine. I just wish the gun was like comfy to play. I know that it's 650 alpha, and I'm not asking for AMX or S-Conk performance on the gun, but I just feel like if this had, I don't know, like 10-15% better gun, where I know that if I peek and trade, I'm gonna be able to hit the shot back, I feel like then I would be like, yeah, this is fine, it's just a trader thing. But now I feel like the gun's a bit too random to where I peek, I take the shot, like I said, trader tank, they should be penning you. And in return, what happens is that I miss the shot, which is, you know, not ideal. Normally, you're going to be using the turbo setup quite a bit when you're playing this. But seeing as I'm playing on recliner, what do I call it? Maps where I can't really get into an early position to do damage, I am not going to be doing that with turbo, because there's no real reason for me to get there even faster. I mean, what could I possibly shoot if I get into an early position here? I could try to cross to 1-2, which in general is a risky play, as many of you know. If they go with many 1-2, you get stuck behind the corner. So, I mean, I'm gonna go towards the corner. Maybe I'll cross towards 1-2 anyways. I mean, I'd rather have the extra HP here to secure those trades. And it's always okay to use a lot of rockets to get into the positions that you want to get into early, because it's, I mean, you shouldn't really be keeping them until the end of the battle. If you keep like 1 or 2 for like the later part of the game, that's more than fine. I am going to be crossing here. I think I make this on time as well to be doing it unspotted, which I didn't manage to achieve. The VZ there, when you cross this gap, always have to be careful, because the VZ can hit you. We just line it up. We blind him. He might be going back now because we hit him. I gotta be careful though, myself still, because obviously I don't want to get hit by the VZ for crossing it. I could try to sidescript this and just blind fire next to the rock. If he's there, he's always gonna be close there. So he's -1. He should be hitting the reload rather quickly. at this moment in time, which means I will cross. Normally you would be reloading, if not, well, that's unfortunate. It's a bit of a risk you take to get this crossing, and I did achieve the crossing, but now this will be a hard fight for me because of the fact that the VZ will be pretty much owning my life and owning my cupolas if it comes down to it. He's gonna blind fire next to the rock again. It could be that he left. I wouldn't know. Can't really peek on the left here because they have the 705 and don't know what's next to him. 277, I think, right? Is next to him there. I mean, the shell disappeared, but I never have too high hopes for these kind of shots to actually be penning because I don't know where their outline is, I don't know where they're sitting, I don't know if they're side scraping. But it's about saving HP at this moment in time. I did get one blind pen against the VZ, I get another one there, putting him on 764 HP, which is pretty nice. He's going pretty low. And like I said, I just have to be careful about the way I peek, the way I trade, because their guns are good enough to absolutely demolish me. I don't expect to be hitting a VZ cupola here either, by the way, just throwing that out there. I don't think you can expect to hit that. He's peeking a bit too far though. Got a nice pen on his hull. Well, what can I say? He overpeaked and he got punished for it. So we have about 2k damage now. And we still have to be careful though. I could load maybe an HE shell to finish off the VZ. I don't know if this is going to be doing enough, but with 650 alpha it gives me a pretty high HE alpha as well though. Not connecting that one though. A non-connection there with HE. 277 is now spotted out though. I don't know how long he's going to stay spotted for, but he might relocate to watch the VZ. My VZ pushed up, as you can see. Which means I might have a shot on his engine. Which I do. I'm going to be aiming this fully though. If the VZ, I'm going to wait and see if the VZ kills him. He doesn't, so I'm going to be taking the shot and killing him myself. My VZ traded pretty heavily for that though. Now, taking that shot against 277 may have made it so I can get one on the 705. I have 2 seconds left, 1 second left. I should be fine for this. Get a nice pen against him. And now I want to start shooting the 60p though. It's okay to trade it out at this moment in time. It's 7-4. The game is ending. You take the damage you can get when you can get it. You take a shot for it, it does not matter anymore. And since the 705 is pretty easy to pen, I'm just going to be taking the 705 shot. I still have 2 rockets left now, so I'm going to be already starting to use those to push up against the 60 TP. And like I said, it is okay at this moment in time to take shots. The game is ending. You don't have to be afraid anymore of anything. And it's just driving past the 60 TP. I might get set on fire for this, but he wants the VZ. He doesn't achieve it though. And the 7.5 is just driving out in the open, which is again fine. I will kill him on the way. Stop for a second. Now rocket boosting to try and get a shot against the guys on 9-0 line. Remember, I have 1 blind, maybe 2 against the 277 as well. One gives me 4.5 or 5k. And it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting any more shots here. Maybe against the standard B if he decides to peek, however. I'd say that's unlikely. I take one from the Waffenträger, but I want the standard B, so... However, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Let's look at the Waffenträger instead. We don't kill him. And those guys are not peeking either. So, again, a quick game. The blinds will decide on how good this was. If you have 2 blinds, it's 5k and we're chilling. Right, if it was only 1, then it's again not a bad battle, but a bit too fast for me to do much more. I mean, my team won 1-2, my team won 9-0 line. On steps in general, I tend not to go 9-0 line because I feel like if the entire enemy team goes there, as most of the time they do, you just get overrun and die. It did work out in this one for my team though. So, well, let's go with it. Say that it's alright. And then we're going to be moving into the third battle. Yeah, this tank, in general, it's not broken. It's not OP. It's pretty balanced all around. And like I said, it's not bad. However, it's really hard to play because it's not your average dummy-proof hold-down tank. It's a trader tank. Trader Drows. We did get 1 blind against the 277 and 1 blind against the VZ. Giving us a nice 5k battle here. The concept on B, however, doing a number on them on the other side of the map, apparently. So let's get into battle 3 and see what we can do. We'll have to see though. In general, I don't think this is a 5k tank. I'll repeat that again. This is not nice MM though, really. If you look at it, they don't really have any tanks that I don't have to be too scared about. I could go with it turbo here, but I really use turbo for bigger maps. And again, I don't think this is a map where it's gonna change much if I'm like super early, unless I'm like pushing the middle with my rockets, which I am not gonna be doing, of course. I don't think it makes a difference. So I'm gonna be going with the HP again, and playing that way. Yeah, I am a hardening whore. I have no issues admitting that I am a hardening whore. Best equipment in the game, straight up. Only topped by rammer. And yeah, let's push up and see what we can do. My chart for tour is gonna be boosting. Look for a second. It's the same chart for tour as from the concept on B-Ball. Thought it'd be boosting for the second. I'm gonna be taking the upper position here, because I don't think this one behind this position here, B1, is super powerful for a tank with a turret, like an actual turret, which of course is not this tank, because, well, we talked about it. They're gonna be penning you pretty often. For like a 260, this position would be pretty epic. It shuts down this entire lane. It's incredibly hard to deal with, especially if there's no RD. It is a position that's started becoming more and more popular. And I'm gonna be going, I see my 260 pushing up straight, but like I'm not that greedy in terms of like pushing up immediately in this. I don't really want to, / fancy it right now. I just like to get up here to start with and then see. However, I do think that I'm just going to be driving up to after all. I got a nice shot against the T10 who may have peaked slightly too much, so 634 there. The T30 is behind the building, my 260 is deciding to trade it out. I think he has the wrong tank for that. The T10 is side scraping. I gotta be careful here though, T10 is still side scraping. Remember, a T10 is not really a danger in side scrape whatsoever because the hull's kind of shit. For that, the T30, however, is gonna be doing a big boom, big boom there. I'm pushing up now with my Conqueror and my 260. Try and get the 260s over peaking. I'm sorry, Mr. Conqueror, but like, the 260s over peaking. So what do you want me to do? And then he immediately retaliates by closing down the corner for some reason, which makes it so I can't peak whatsoever. Thank you for that. Thank you, Mr. Super Conqueror. He's a very good gamer and a kind gentleman. I won against the STI. And this is going to be a very, very fast battle again, because we're just straight up dominating the heavy corner. I mean, the type might take a shot here against me. But this goes back to what we said on steps, to be honest. It is okay at this moment in time, when the game looks to be spiraling, to take a few shots. You shouldn't really be too worried about it, or like feel like it's going to have a very negative effect on your battle. I'm going to be using the rockets here to get to the Type 4 quickly. I'm taking a shot from the face, but that's okay. I got the Type 4, I have 3k now. I've only missed one shot against the T10. I'm going to be using my rockets to get to 705A as fast as possible, because it's where the rest of my damage is going to be situated. I'll even give my friendly T10 a bump on the way there. Yeah, there on that corner, when the guy shoots, the 260 is going to peak, the S-Gun should be adjusting. He's the last one in line. I should not really be the one that has to like be like, oh, I can't peek because Mr. S-Wing is speaking. Yeah. It's just not really how that works, or should work even. So I'm not sure why he's even angry. I know. Yeah, one against the Mino, which is pretty nice. My 260 is pushing up. My T10 is gonna die because he's a team player. Which is also epic. And the Trifer 2 is decimating this, what do you call it? The roof there is pretty weak. That was a really bad shot, to be honest. That was awful. I'm just gonna say it. That was really, really bad. It kind of ruins the 5k potential of this battle, to be honest, with that kind of shot. That was awful. I know it was awful. We don't need to talk about it. CRV is safe. 140 is not safe, though. Oh, sorry. I didn't actually see there was an angle from there. Having turbo would be pretty nice here, actually, to have a slightly extra relocation speed, but the game is simply too fast to do more in this, which will mean that we do indeed just get the 4.5k that I talked about. Did I miss? Yeah, I missed one shot on the Mino, 650. I'd have 4.3 in this battle. Everything else, it was just way too quick to be doing more. Might get this one though. I could have done 4.5 here. That's what I could have done. I could have done 4.5. Maybe more if I pushed up straight with the 260, but I feel like that's kind of risky in general. Take from this battle what you want. It's been 20 minutes and I've played 3 games in World of Tanks. I just wanted to give you the quick rundown of this tank and what you can expect from it in general. This tank will learn you to pay attention to your traits. It's not a hold down dummy tank. You cannot just sit in a hold down. They will pen you. Module damage is large. Expect to get ammo rack. Expect to get set on fire. All of these things will be detrimental to you. But overall, it is a balanced tank. It's not bad. 4.8 out of these 3 games. It's not a bad tank. It's not a great tank. It's somewhere in the atmosphere of balance, which is, you know, for people, it's like, if you compare it, just to round it up, the reason why a lot of people feel, or even I feel like this tank is kind of bad is because the tier 8 premium is so broken, right? You cannot release a broken tier 8 premium and then have the rest of the line be like, you know what I'm saying? It only adds to the negative feeling about the line, because even I just look at it compared to the tier 8 premium, which is a broken bullshit tank. So there is that. All in all, not bad of games though. Equipment setups, turbo stabs rammer, HP stabs rammer is the 2 that I go for. And then in terms of field modifications, I go for the aiming circle size, extra view range, the top forward speed, and the internal module durability. And this one is actually a pretty good one on this tank because, like I said, ammo rack is weak, fuel tanks are weak, and the extra repair speed is nice as well. So kind of a must-have on this tank if you do decide to go for it. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick review of the BZ75. And hope to see you guys all on the stream or on the very next YouTube video. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one. Peace. Ciao, ciao.